students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be discussing about the Battle of Plassey. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So as I have told, today's video is about the Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey. It happened in the year 1757. Now let us see the background for the Battle of Plassey. Now Bengal was a Suba under the Mughal Empire. Okay, Bengal was under the Mughal Empire. And the Nawab of Bengal, who was the Nawab of Bengal? The Nawab of Bengal was Alivardi Khan. Alivardi Khan. Now what happened was Alivardi Khan became independent. Okay, he declared his independence and his capital was Murshidabad. Murshidabad was his capital and he declared independence. And Alivardi Khan, he maintained a very friendly relation with the British. He was very friendly with the British. Alivardi Khan was always friendly with the British. After Alivardi Khan, he nominated Siraj ud Daula. Siraj ud Daula. Siraj ud Daula was the son of his third daughter. Son of his third daughter. Okay, so Alivardi Khan nominated this Siraj ud Daula to succeed him. Alivardi Khan did not have a son, so he nominated Siraj ud Daula, who was the son of his third daughter, to succeed him. And Siraj ud Daula became the Nawab of Bengal in 1756. So this was the background for the Battle of Plassey. That is, Bengal, Nawab Alivardi Khan, he had a friendly relationship with the British and he nominated the son of his third daughter, Siraj ud Daula, to succeed him, and Siraj became the Nawab in 1756. Now let us move on and find out the causes for the Battle of Plassey. What were the main causes for the Battle of Plassey? So regarding the causes, the first cause we are going to learn is political cause. Political cause. Political cause was very simple. Now we know that Siraj ud Daula was the Nawab of Bengal. So Siraj ud Daula, he had many rivals. He had many rivals. Rivals means he had many enemies. Okay. So these enemies, for example, some of his enemies were Shaukath Jung, then Ghasti Begum, Shaukath Jung, all were his enemies. So Siraj ud Daula had many enemies, and these enemies, these rivals, were supported by the British. So this was the political cause for the Battle of Plassey. That is, Siraj ud Daula had many rivals and these rivals were supported by the British. So that was considered to be the political reason for the Battle of Plassey. Now second cause is the misuse of Dastaks. Misuse of Dastaks. Now let us see what is Dastak. The Mughal rulers, gave permission to the British, a special permission to the British to trade in Bengal without tax. Permission to British to trade in Bengal, and that too without tax. Okay, this was the permission given by the Mughal emperors to the British. For this purpose, Dastaks were issued by the government of Bengal. issued by the government of Bengal. And why were these dastaks issued which exempted the customs duty on trade? These dastaks exempted the customs duty on trade. Okay, so these benefits were given to the British. But what happened was the servants of East India Company, what they did, they misused this for their private trade. These permissions were given for British trade, but East India Company servants, they misused these permissions for their own private trade. And they also sold them to local merchants for profit. They also sold them for local merchants, okay, for getting profit. They also sold these dastaks or these special permission to local merchants, and this resulted in loss of income. Okay, this became a problem for the state. So that was the second reason, that is Mughal emperor had given permission for the British to trade in Bengal without tax. Dastaks were issued which exempted the customs duty on trade, but what happened was the servants of East India Company misused these dastaks for their own private trade. They also sold them to merchants for profit, and this resulted in the loss of income. So this was the second reason for the Battle of Plassey. First was the political cause, second was misuse of dastaks. Now let us see what was the third cause. The third cause was shelter to the French. Shelter to the French. Now British and French are rivals. Last video also we have studied in Anglo-French rivalry that British and French are rivals. They are enemies. Now English, what they did, they captured a place called as Chandranagar. English captured Chandranagar, which was a French trading center. This Chandranagar was a French trading center. Okay, this was the starting of the problem. Now what happened was Siraj daula, he gave shelter to some French, Frenchmen, and this angered the British. Okay, so when Siraj daula gave shelter to the Frenchmen, that angered the British, and that also became another reason for the Battle of Plassey. That is, British and French were already rivals. English captured Chandranagar, which was a French trading center. Siraj daula gave shelter to some Frenchmen. This angered the British. That was another reason for the Battle of Plassey. So let us now go through the reasons which we have studied till now. Battle of Plassey, 1757. Bengal was a Suba under the Mughal Empire. The Nawab of Bengal, Alivardhi Khan, became independent. Murshidabad was his capital. He maintained a friendly relation with the British. He nominated Siraj daula, the son of his third daughter, to succeed him as he had no sons. Siraj became the Nawab in 1756. Causes. Political cause. Siraj daula had many rivals and they were supported by the British. Misuse of dastaks. Mughal emperor had given permission to the British to trade in Bengal without tax. Dastaks were issued by the government of Bengal, which exempted the customs duty on trade. The servants of East India Company misused them for their private trade. They also sold them to local merchants for profit. This resulted in loss of income to the state. Shelter to the French. British and French were rivals. English captured Chandranagar, which was a French trading center, in 1756. Siraj daula gave shelter to some Frenchmen, which angered the British. So now let us continue with the causes. Let us see what were the different causes for the Battle of Plassey. So the next fourth cause, that is capture of the Calcutta fort. Capture of Calcutta fort. That is the fourth cause. Now let us see what happened here. British, British and French were rivals. They feared the French, they were frightened of the French, and what they decided, the British decided to strengthen their fort in Calcutta. Strengthen fort, and the fort was located at Calcutta. This decision was taken by the British without the permission of the Nawab, without Nawab's permission. Okay, so what happened? The British decided to strengthen the Calcutta fort, and this decision they took without the Nawab's permission. So already they had strengthened the fort. So now what Nawab did? Nawab ordered them to demolish it. Ordered to demolish. Nawab told that you have not taken my permission, so you have to demolish it. But British refused to do so. British refused. They told that we are not going to demolish it. British refused to do so. When the British refused to do so, Siraj-ud-Dawla captured Calcutta fort. Nawab, what he did? He captured the fort. He captured Calcutta fort in 1756. Again, it was Robert Clive. What he did? He recaptured. So Nawab captured, British recaptured, and this led to the increase of enmity between the Nawab and the British. So what happened? British, fearing the French, they strengthened the fort of Calcutta, but this was done without taking the Nawab's permission. So Nawab ordered them to demolish it. British refused to do so. So Nawab captured Calcutta fort. Robert Clive came and he recaptured it, and this led to the enmity between the Nawab and the British. So that was the fourth reason for the Battle of Plassey. Now the fifth reason is shelter to Dewan Rajavallabha. Now let us see what is this point. Now Dewan Rajavallabha had not settled his accounts of his office. Rajavallabha did not settle his accounts with the British. Okay, he did not settle his accounts. So when he was did not settle his accounts with the Nawab. So when he was forced by the Nawab, okay, he was forced by the Nawab. What Rajavallabha did, he went over to the British and took shelter. This Diwan went to British for shelter because he already know that British and the Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla are not having a good relation. So when Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla forced this Dewan Rajavallabha to settle his accounts, he directly went to the British for shelter, and this angered the Nawab. So because of this, Nawab became angry. That became the next cause for the Battle of Plassey. So Dewan Rajavallabha, he did not settle his accounts with the Nawab. Nawab forced him to do so. He went to the British for shelter, and this angered the Nawab. That is the fifth cause. Now the last cause for the Battle of Plassey, that is the sixth cause, is called as the Black Hole Tragedy. The Black Hole Tragedy. Now let us see what happened. See, during an attack on Calcutta, there was an attack on Calcutta. During that time, Siraj-ud-Dawla is said to have captured some British. Okay, Siraj-ud-Dawla, what he did, he captured 146 British. 146 British he captured, and these captured people were taken as prisoners. They were kept in prison. And the problem with the prison was, it is said that they were lodged in a room which was only 15 into 18 feet. Okay, they were kept in a room which was 15 to 18, 15 by 18 feet, and 123 of this 146 died of suffocation. Okay, it was not a properly ventilated room, so these people, 146 people, were pushed inside the room, and 123 of them died of suffocation. That is, only 23 survived. And this incident is called as the Black Hole Tragedy, because many of the Britishers died of suffocation inside that small room. So that incident was called as Black Hole Tragedy, and that also became another reason for the Battle of Plassey. So, during an attack on Calcutta, Siraj-ud-Dawla had captured 146 Britishers. They were kept as prisoners in a room which was just 15 by 18 feet. 123 of them died of suffocation, and this was called as Black Hole Tragedy. So, with this incident, the war took place. It is after the war, it is said that later peace was concluded. Peace was concluded between Siraj-ud-Dawla and the British, concluded between British and Siraj-ud-Dawla, and Robert Clive. After that, a Treaty of Aligarh was signed. Treaty of Aligarh was signed. Now, Robert Clive, we have already learned about Robert Clive. Robert Clive, he planned a conspiracy with the commander of Bengal. Okay, what he did was, even though peace was concluded and treaty was signed, Robert Clive, he planned a conspiracy. He planned a conspiracy with the commander of Bengal. Robert Clive and the commander of Bengal together planned a conspiracy. The commander of Bengal was Mir Jafar. And this conspiracy was against whom? Naturally against Siraj-ud-Dawla. So Robert Clive and commander of Bengal Mir Jafar planned a conspiracy against Siraj-ud-Dawla. This was after peace was concluded after the Battle of Plassey. So now they planned a conspiracy, and as planned, what British did? British attacked Siraj-ud-Dawla. They did this attack on the pretext of not implementing the terms of Aligarh Treaty. They told that Siraj-ud-Dawla had not implemented the terms of Aligarh Treaty, and on that pretext they attacked him. And finally, British attacked Siraj-ud-Dawla, and the battle was fought at Plassey in June 1757. June 1757, the actual battle was fought. Okay, and Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated. Finally, Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated, and during the escape, he was killed by Mir Jafar's son. He was finally killed by son of Mir Jafar. He was killed by Mir Jafar's son, and Mir Jafar became the Nawab. Mir Jafar, he became the Nawab of Bengal, and British gifted him with 24 parganas. He was given 24 parganas, and this battle laid the foundation of British Empire in India. Now, on the pretext of not having implemented the terms of the Treaty of Aligarh, Siraj-ud-Dawla was attacked by the British. Then the battle was fought in June 1757. Siraj was defeated, but on the way he was killed by the son of Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar became the Nawab, and he was given 24 parganas. So this is this battle laid the foundation of British Empire in India. So this is about the Battle of Plassey. Now let us continue with the causes. Capture of Calcutta Fort. British feared the French and strengthened their fort at Calcutta without the permission of the Nawab. Nawab ordered them to demolish it, but the British refused to do so. Siraj-ud-Dawla captured Calcutta Fort in June 1756, and Robert Clive recaptured it. This led to the enmity between the two. shelter to Dewan Rajavallabha. Dewan Rajavallabha had not settled the accounts of his office. When he was forced by the Nawab, he went over to the British and took shelter. This angered the Nawab. The Black Hole tragedy. During an attack on Calcutta, Siraj is said to have captured 146 British and they were taken as prisoners. They were lodged in a room of 15 by 18 feet. 123 of them died of suffocation and only 23 survived. This incident is called the Black Hole tragedy. Peace was concluded between British and Siraj The Treaty of Aligarh was signed. Robert Clive planned a conspiracy with the commander of Bengal, Mir Jafar against Siraj-ud-Dawla. British attacked Siraj-ud-Dawla on the pretext of not implementing the terms of Aligarh Treaty. The battle was fought at Plassey in June 1757. Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated and he fled. During the escape, he was killed by Mir Jafar's son. Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal and British gave him 24 parganas. This battle laid the foundation of British Empire in India. So these were the main points regarding the Battle of Plassey. I hope you have understood all the points very clearly. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment section. And also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.